Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Quick Chat. Today, we have a very special guest. I'd like to introduce Jeremy Gould, Vice President of Sales for Quebec at CI Global Asset Management. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Thank you for having me. This is always a pleasure to join on these new formats of interaction with our clients.
Thank you. So we have a couple of questions for you today, and I'm going to ask Maria to start with the first question, then I'll ask you a second question later on. Go ahead, Maria.
Hi, Jeremy. Welcome, and thank you for being with us today. So, Jeremy, I have, I think, a question that probably a lot of people have on their minds today. As we know, next week is a very important day in the US. The elections are coming up, and some investors may be asking, should I be thinking about changing my investments? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Maria, that's the hot topic du jour. As we know, Donald Trump and Joe Biden are going to go at it again, and we'll finally see the result. Our view at CI has always been that elections are part of the cycle, but shouldn't be part of your investment decision process, especially when it comes to short-term issues with your portfolios. The allocation between equities, fixed income, cash, gold, real estate, your overall asset allocation process should not deviate because of an event or circumstance. That should be really up to the investment decisions long-term that you're going to be taking. That being said, the US election will cause volatility in our portfolios, that's for sure. And a change, especially going from, say, Republican to Democrat, will always bring about these shorter term concerns. In the long run, our view is that will just kind of filter out. And if we go back to when Obama came into power before Trump, there was tremendous concern, and it was the single best 8-year return a president had delivered. So you never know what will occur when these elections arrive, but we shouldn't focus primarily on changing our investments because we don't know the outcome as of yet.
Right. Well, thank you. I think that was very enlightening. Debbie, do you have a question for Jeremy as well?
Yes, I do. Now, the question that I have, you sort of touched on it. What clients are wondering, what exactly happened in the past? They don't really remember. 4 years is a long time, 8 years is a long time. So in the past, for them to be concerned today, can you give them a little bit of a insight on how bad can it be or how good can it be? An approximate. In the past, what did you see?
Yeah, it's a great question, because we have to look at, first off, the election of the candidates and what their policies are for that shorter term concern. So if you look at the concern today, with the Democrats and kind of Joe Biden would be number one, it's a change from the existing situation with Donald Trump. And it would bring about policy changes. So the primary concern right now in the short run was that there would be changes in taxation for corporations. That's what Biden had said. He would be increasing taxes for either individuals who earn $400,000 or more, and possibly higher corporate taxes. So there would be, concern over taxation, but it would bring about stability, perhaps. And so there is that certain, professional politician. So when you're looking in the past, it was always that metric of saying, okay, the Republican represents which plan, the Democrat represents what plan, and what would be the potential outcome. And historically speaking, we'd say, the Republican would give you the best outlook for business results. So if you look at Donald Trump's plan, he cut corporate taxes massively in following 2016 election, and the market's been on a tear ever since. Right. But is that a change from Obama? Well, Obama came in power in 2008, and we were in a financial crisis, and he was able to kind of organize things and get us through the financial crisis. and the stock market returns were phenomenal as well. So, but you know, to predict, you know, the Republican versus Democrat is going to make a difference. At the end of the day, they're all politicians, and they're running the country as best they can to their abilities, and the results are perhaps secondary to what the asset classes that you're going to invest in. Fixed income today versus 10 years ago is dramatically different. Interest rates are way lower.
Right.
Equity markets, well, they're perhaps a little high, but overall, your investment strategy should be, if you look back and you say, okay, did it have a major impact on my decision? Ultimately, there is that worry in the first weeks, and then everything kind of filters out. And I think that's the main thing.
The dust settles.
Yes.
The dust settles. Like I looked at the election, the major concern that we have right now is if the election is contested. So that's been a big debate. Trump said, will he recognize, the question was asked to him, will he recognize the results if he loses? And he said he won't answer. And so that is the biggest underlying question with this election upcoming.
Okay.
Will he leave his position, or will he contest it, and so forth? And the market does not like uncertainty. So our primary concern, and again, this is a very short-term thing, but it's very similar to 2000. George Bush, not Jr., but George W. Bush won over Al Gore by 10 hanging chads in Florida. And the election was, delayed, and they couldn't have the outcome, and there was contest.
Yes.
And they finally confirmed that Al Gore lost, and away we went. But in that period of uncertainty, the overall market did go down, and not by 20%. It fell by about 3.5% in that period of uncertainty. So nothing major, but it provided a level of uncertainty. So the best outcome is a clean outcome, and we move forward.
Well said, Jeremy.
Good.
Yeah,
Good
so
news.
I thought this was excellent. I'm sure that it gave a lot of good and great advice to our viewers out there. We want to thank everyone. Thank you, Jeremy, for being with us.
Thank you.
Debbie, you want to sign off on this week?
Absolutely. Thank you again. And please stay safe and share our videos. Bye-bye.
Everyone, bye-bye.